Hi guys. I wanted to come and just do a little book chat for a few books because I feel like sometimes you guys are missing some of the really great options that are out there. And so the one I wanted to, I don't know why I turned the volume if it didn't help anything. The one of them I wanted to talk about today is Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. And I think I may have mentioned this to you guys last year, but when I was buying books a couple of years ago when you guys were in grade six, I purposely made sure to make sure we had more queer representation in the library, especially for the grade 7, 8 students. This is one of the books I chose. It takes place in high school. So I know some people are potentially ready to read things beyond their own age category. I know that you're already doing that. And so I thought it was really important for you guys in 7, 8 to have more books available to you that have high school representation and, like I said, more queer narrative because that's just important. So I'm just going to read you the beginning of this book, and I have to skip over a lot of words because, again, choosing to buy some teen fiction means there's swearing in it. And so I'm skipping those words. But if you, even these first 2 pages I'm going to read you, there's probably about 5 or 6 swear words. So if that offends you and you don't want to read it, then no problem. Other people it's not offensive to. And so, yeah, it's totally your choice. It's a weirdly subtle conversation. I almost don't notice I'm being blackmailed. We're sitting in metal folding chairs backstage, and Martin Addison says, I read your email. What? I look up. Earlier in the library, not on purpose, obviously. You read my email? Well, I used the computer right after you, he says. And when I typed in Gmail, it pulled up your account. You probably should have logged out. I stare at him dumbfounded. He taps his foot against the leg of his chair. So, what's the point of a fake name? He asks. Well, I'd say the point of a fake name was to keep people like Martin Addison from knowing my secret identity. So, I guess that worked out brilliantly. I guess he must have seen me sitting at the computer. And I guess I'm a monumental idiot. He actually smiles. Anyway, I thought it might interest you that my brother is gay. Not really. He looks at me. What are you trying to say? I ask. Nothing. Look, Spear, I don't have a problem with it. It's just not that big of a deal. Except it's a bit of a disaster, actually, or possibly an epic storm of a disaster, depending on whether Martin can keep his mouth shut. This is really awkward, Martin says. I don't even know how to reply. Anyways, he says, it's pretty obvious that you don't want people to know. I mean, I guess I don't, except the whole coming out thing doesn't really scare me. I don't think it scares me. It's a giant holy box of awkwardness, and I won't pretend I'm looking forward to it, but it probably wouldn't be the end of the world. Not for me. The problem is, I don't know what it would mean for Blue. If Martin were to tell anyone, the thing about Blue is that he's kind of a private person, the kind of person who wouldn't forget to log out of his email, the kind of person who might never forgive me for being so totally careless. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I don't know what it would mean for us, for Blue and me. But I seriously can't believe I'm having this conversation with Martin Addison. Of all the people who could have logged into Gmail after me, you have to understand that I never would have used the library computers in the first place, except they block the wireless here. It was one of those days where I couldn't wait until I was home on my laptop. I mean, I couldn't even wait to check it on my phone in the parking lot because I'd written Blue from my secret account this morning and it was an important email. I just wanted to see if he'd written me back. I actually think people would be cool about it, Martin says. You should be who you are. I don't even know where to begin with that. Some straight kid who barely knows me advising me on coming out. I kind of have to roll my eyes. Okay, well, whatever. I'm not going to show anyone, he says. For a minute, I'm stupidly relieved, but then it hits me. Show anyone? I ask. He blushes and fidgets with the hem of his sleeve. Something about his expression makes my stomach clench. Did you Did you take a screenshot or something? Well, he says, I wanted to talk to you about that. Sorry, you took a screenshot. He purses his lips together and stares over my shoulder. Anyway, I know you're friends with Abby Suso, so I wanted to ask, seriously? Or maybe we could get back to you telling me why you took a screenshot of my emails. He pauses. I guess I'm wondering if you want to help me talk to Abby. I almost laugh. So what? You want me to put in a good word for you? Well, yeah, he says. And why would I do that? He looks at me and it suddenly clicks. This Abby thing. This is what he wants from me. This is an exchange for not broadcasting my emails and Blue's emails. So he gets himself in this situation where someone knows he's gay and they want to kind of like exchange for him setting like Martin wants him to set him up with his friend um in return for him not telling people. And it was actually made into a movie called Love, Simon. Maybe some of you have seen it. But as we know, movies are often like they don't exactly follow the book. So maybe you've seen the movie already and you want to read the book. Maybe you just want to read it, period, because as you can see, it's well written. It's written like in an easygoing way. And I find that's always helpful when you're reading if it's just kind of simply put. It's not long, you know, tons of vocabulary and difficult words, and it's pretty current still, even though it was written a few years back. It still works for teenagers today. So the chapters aren't too long either. Like we almost read to the end of chapter one, and chapter two is just like 3 pages. So I highly recommend. I think it's a great book, and I think you should try it and not read always the same things because this is something that's here for you. Alrighty, have a great day.